Why do you do what you do?
We do what we do exceptionally well because it's who we are. I mean, it's the artisanship, it's the beauty. It's also about honouring uniqueness. We're all different. We all have different stories, and no more so than somebody's wedding. And a woman does not like to show up at a ball or a party and find someone else is wearing the same dress as she has. It takes away the specialness of what's going on, and that's actually what we give back to people.
You know, I've seen a lot of comments on the internet about Queensberry being the best at what they do. What do you think about that?
Makes me feel proud. Yeah, proud, because I think that's a reflection of an aspiration to pursue excellence. I mean, just really delighting, at the essence, delighting our customers with an experience that is beyond the average. When you're seen as becoming good and successful, which is where you started off with the comments on the website, it's actually really rewarding when people seek out your guidance, and if you get to share in someone else's life and impart knowledge, as has been done to me, you get to maybe make somebody else's life better, easier.
So you must have made some albums for some famous people. Is that exciting for you?
It doesn't matter really who we're making something for. Everybody is as important as the next person. This is about their life, and our job is to do the best we can for them.
There must be one story you can share.
Probably one of the most famous albums that we made was presented to Queen Elizabeth by the New Zealand government, and this was what went into making this album was enormous. We had to have the leather specially tanned, and we had a deadline that we had to produce it, and it was the last thing we did at the end of the year before we went on our Christmas break and went away on our holiday, and came back to find that the courier had driven over it. So we had to start making it again.
You were invited along on a CEO study tour of Silicon Valley. That must have been incredible.
It was, you know, to get into the heart of Google and Apple, Cisco, just to name a few of the companies that sponsored us while we were there was, it's like a designer's dream. To benchmark yourself and your company against, arguably the best known brands in the world. And what can I say? It was validating, but it was also, I learnt something else, that the companies there were just enormously generous to us. They gave of their time, they showered us with gifts, and their philosophies and how they do things, they were more than open to talk about. And I love that, It's one of the things I like about our business, is that we get to share our knowledge with, the people that, pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, what do you think? And so being on the receiving end of that was really wonderful. We all hold hands in this world, and you give and you get and you give some more, and everybody benefits. Yeah, the blessings that we have in our lives, and there's nothing like trying to help somebody that's struggling, to know how blessed we all are.
So how did this all start?
I come from a family of artists and designers, and so it was kind of, I guess, in my DNA to design and make things. And the first thing I did was, we had no money. Stephen was a very young baby, and Ian was finishing his degree at university. And I wanted to make my mother a handbag. And it's interesting because I think people have an affinity for something, and you don't necessarily know what that is. But mine was leather, and some of my earliest memories were sort of the look, the texture, the feel of leather.
So, you know, when did you get interested in photography?
I still remember getting my first camera when I was like about 9, you know. And yeah, so I've always loved photography. Well, I think Kodak were, back in the day, as they say, were excellent at marketing, and especially around the idea of giving a child a camera. And they used to have beautiful packs of the camera with the flash bulbs and the film, and you know, this glittery, sparkly object of desire for a young child. And I just remember, I think I was probably about Christmas, 9 years old, and I got my Starlight camera.
So when you talk about timelessness and beauty as the driving force behind your design philosophy, what do you mean by that?
I think it's about elegance and grace and harmony, and everything being in alignment, balance. The balance of the images, the colour of the images, being in sympathy with the colour of the, you know, the cover material, for instance. And I think as part of our design philosophy, we believe in timeless beauty, and therefore we don't get caught up in trends and 3-month taste fashion, and I think that's really what delivers it for our customers.